An ACH student asked me this amazing question after talking to her about charging based on results instead of hypnosis sessions. And so in ACH, we don't charge for however, 12 sessions. We charge for the results, and however many sessions it takes, that's what our clients are paying for. So depending on the skill level of the hypnotist, by the time they use ACH, excuse me, is really the determining factor. It's not actually the determining factor, but the result is first and foremost more important. And then depending on the skill and the ethics of how, as a coach, they are confident in delivering the sessions or breakthroughs in, that's how they determine the contract. So, for example, for me, I my niche was helping high achieving women to peacefully move on and thrive after a separation or a divorce. And so that is very broad, but also very specific to what it looks like for each and every person. So in the strategy or a sales call that we have with potential clients, we determine exactly, we put a list as to what that looks like, what moving on looks like, what thriving looks like for them, how do they feel on a daily basis. And like actually looking at the tangible results as to what they'll get within that transformation and getting that clear in the contract. And so her question was, was about results, like what do you actually do when clients aren't getting results? How can you be more clear, etc. And also the biggest question is that how do you prevent client issues from arising? Now, just because of the law of large numbers, there are going to be some clients who we won't please, right? Even though we've done the due diligence of screening them in our sales or strategy calls, there are, in one hypnotist life, there are going to be some clients who might not be the best match anyways, and that is fine. That is actually normal. But what do you actually do to help prevent those from happening and to have your numbers of those types of clients as minimal as possible? And the biggest answer is that clarity, right? You have to be clear on what your transformation is, what you're providing for your clients, what your responsibilities are as the coach and hypnotist, and your clients need to know what the responsibilities are as well and what is expected of them when they come into sessions with you. And you do that by determining like this particular wording through your contracts, your client agreements, and your client contracts, right? And so, I talked about this in great detail inside the ACH training platform because I know that this is a common question, but the things to actually consider and really and truthfully, depending on where you are in the world, the rules are going to be different. So I always advise my students to look at their country and their state or province rules of their province, what their actual insurance is saying, and to actually use a contract lawyer to ensure that all of your bases are covered. And that's going to be, that advice is going to be the same for any hypnotist or coach that will ask. Make sure that you are aware as to what you are covered with your insurance, and make sure that your wording in your contracts are solid by checking by using a contract lawyer to check things through or give you legal advice on that. Because for example, my company is an Ontario business company, right? And so the rules in Ontario are going to be different in compared to other areas in Canada. It's going to be different from Quebec or in Alberta, right? So by using a contract lawyer that is in Ontario, I was able to formulate a contract that I was very happy with. It was very clear, and it gave me a lot of peace of mind knowing that my contracts are solid and it will minimize that grief or that anxiety that's surrounding potentially um, problematic clients. That's the word, problematic clients. And, of course, like I said, there are going to be some clients who can give us problems because we can't please anyone by going through lawyers or contract lawyers and going through your personal insurance is in adhering to what they say is really going to help you in the long term and give you that peace of mind. And that peace of mind is very invaluable because if we don't have that peace of mind, we can potentially unconsciously prevent ourselves from gaining more clients because that worry is in the back of our mind, right? So something very simple that you can do at the very beginning is make sure that your wording is right in your contracts and make sure that you are clear with regards to what your personal responsibilities are as the coach, and the boundaries are clear as to what to expect from you as a coach and hypnotist and what to expect from your clients as well. So clarity goes a long way.